Chrono Odyssey might just be the most underrated MMORPG launching in the near future. This game was announced 4 years ago, joining many others on the shelf of all of the promised MMORPGs that have potential but also may never see the light of day. Said to be a next-generation MMO developed on Unreal Engine 5, taking the genre to new heights. All was silent for the next 4 years, besides an occasional teaser trailer here and there, but suddenly, last week, we were flooded with tons of new information about this MMO, giving us a beta sign-up and a 20-minute developer interview answering loads of questions surrounding the game, and honestly, I'm pretty hyped. Starting with the most important question, because it's one that everybody asks. Is Chrono Odyssey about to be another pay-to-win fest where the majority of player population drops off at max level because everyone else left playing is spending all of their money to be the very best? It seems like we don't know. Chrono Odyssey appears to be launching as a buy-to-play MMO with no subscription, but with future paid expansion in a similar fashion to New World or Guild Wars 2. When it comes to buying power or convenience, the only thing I could find was this sketchy at best Steam article talking about how there is no pay-to-win, but there will be a cosmetic shop, and how they haven't ruled out pay-for-convenience items such as increased gathering speed and rested XP. While a lot of the information in this article is accurate, there is also a lot of information that is not. They claim to be getting their sources from Korean articles that have then been translated into English, and I can't find these sources anywhere. So we will leave it as a to be determined. Chrono is being published by Kakao Games though, who has in the past been known for some pay-to-win implementations in games such as Black Desert Online, along with the fact that the majority of MMOs developed in the East are in the pay-to-win boat. The world itself is a seamless open world. The story surrounds manipulating space-time in both past and future, to the point where players may even be able to alter the world state. The world itself will evolve with player activity, unlocking new areas as exploration progresses. Speaking of progression, they really want you to play the way you want. It's said that you can reach max level just by crafting and gathering if you wanted. They want you to choose your path without forcing you in a single direction. This game also isn't meant to be a Zerg game, but one built around smaller scale conflicts such as 3 to 5 player dungeons, or expeditions as they're calling it, or even chrono gates, which are said to be 1v1 boss fights. Don't let this information think the game will be lacking in player population though, as it is said to have large shared servers to support a massive population and is in fact a true MMORPG and not an MMO-like game, which is very good to hear in my opinion, when the majority of the gameplay we have seen gives a much more solo RPG vibe than massively multiplayer online game, especially when the gameplay really hasn't shown a lot of group content with more than 5 people on screen. When it comes to combat and class selection, there are 6 known classes to choose from, being the Paladin, Archer, Sorcerer, Barbarian, Assassin, and Swordsman. And the combat is said to be very Souls-like, meaning you will be dodging, parrying, staggering, and have to deal with stamina management. The combat is designed around a high skill ceiling, which is said to be easy to learn but hard to master. With combat and the classes comes a soft design around the Holy Trinity being damage, tank, and support classes. They seem to want to stick to the system that works, but also want to make sure that healer and tank roles are viable for solo play. Their designs around this encourages flexible roles without sacrificing group utility, and they want players to really be able to build out to suit solo or group gameplay. While Chrono Odyssey does seem to be a PvP game first and foremost, there sounds like there is going to be a pretty good emphasis on PvEVP, or PvX as you Ashes followers call it. This doesn't mean to rule out PvP completely though, as it is still a thing here on its own, and we've even seen some gear sets that show PvP specific stats on an item, which has me pretty excited. There also seems to be open world PvP flagging, allowing players to flag up if they wish to engage in that sort of content, similar to what you see in World of Warcraft or New World. They do state that while the game is really PvE focused, PvP will still continue to exist in meaningful ways. There is also a bounty hunting system that seems to fall in that PvX category, which has you track down powerful bosses while also competing with other players to take down said boss. Last up, there is an entire crafting system as well, as I kind of mentioned earlier in the video, allowing players to craft weapon, armors, and consumables at workbenches. You can gather resources in the world to make these items, and there's no RNG success rate for breaking or failing those crafts. There do appear to be RNG stats on the gear itself though, but basically what this means is if you have the materials, you are guaranteed that craft, you have no risk of that item being destroyed. Overall, for a game that was completely off my radar for the longest time, it came out of nowhere and actually has me pretty hyped for an MMO launch this year. I wasn't really expecting that. I was expecting another stale year for the genre that has me playing Ashes of Creation Alpha 2 for the next 8 months while I watch old WildStar videos on YouTube and cry myself to sleep every night. But now there is a glimmer of hope for an MMORPG that might actually have the potential to be good. I'm not getting my hopes up because, well, you shouldn't in this genre, and there is that lingering fear of pay-to-win that could pop up in the future of this game, but we will have to wait and see. We won't have to wait too long though, because there is a closed beta in June, so make sure you request access for it on Steam if you want to participate. And let me know your thoughts on Chrono Odyssey in the comments down below, and as always, be sure to click that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, and be sure to stay tuned for a lot more to come.